Joining us now is Christopher Chivas, a senior fellow and director of the Carnegie Endowment's American Statecraft Program. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Russia is losing ground in that eastern region, which makes us wonder, what is Putin's next move? Is he bluffing on nuclear weapons?
Well, we can't know, and that's what's really dangerous about this situation. Certainly, I don't think there are any analysts who believe that the use of a nuclear weapon is imminent, and that's why the U.S. government has been saying they haven't seen any preparations for it. The problem is that we can't rule out the possibility that if things continue to go the Ukrainians' way and against what Putin hopes for the outcome for this war, that he might find himself in a situation where he feels he has no real other alternative than to use at least a small nuclear weapon. And that would, of course, be an enormous breach of the taboo that's existed against using nuclear weapons over the course of the last several decades. It would really be a game-changing event, one that would be a real challenge for the United States, NATO, and the rest of the world to respond to in a way that avoids escalation up the nuclear ladder towards the kind of catastrophe that we spent the Cold War trying to avoid.
We feel like we hear different things out of there every day. What is the reality on the ground? Does Ukraine really have the momentum now, and those areas that Putin annexed for Russia, are those back under Ukrainian control or almost? What's your sense?
Well, the Ukrainian advances have been absolutely stunning over the course of the last month, beginning in September, when they pushed with extraordinary speed up into Kharkiv. They continued those advances over the weekend, taking the town of Liman, which is an important rail hub that will give them much better access for further advances into eastern Ukraine. It's unclear. They have a second front in the south around the city of Kherson, and it's unclear whether or not that advance is going quite as well. The Russians appear to have more forces there because economically that area is more important. So their advances have been moving very quickly and really shocked Putin and surprised even the West. But the fact of the matter is there's a fair way to go still to take back even the territory that Russia has occupied since February 24th, let alone the territory that Russia took from Ukraine back in the 2014 war.
Christopher, real quick, let's say Putin uses a nuclear weapon. Can you give us an option or two that the West would resort to in that scenario?
Well, first and foremost, the most important thing that we would hope for is broad international condemnation. So condemnation from the countries that have so far been sort of trying to steer a middle course or even leaning towards Russia, and above all, China, because that's going to be the most important political outcome to deter Russia now and to put a cap on the use of a nuclear weapon in the future if Putin does use one. But in terms of military options, there really are two. One would be to try to find a way to respond in kind, for example, with the use of a demonstration detonation of a nuclear weapon. This would be, for example, in outer space or potentially over the ocean, to demonstrate that the United States is ready and that NATO is ready to go up the nuclear ladder if Putin continues. Now, that's an option that nobody wants to use. So the option that's being discussed most widely, I think, right now, including in statements that were made by General Petraeus over the course of the last few days, is that the U.S. would use conventional forces, in other words, non-nuclear forces, to take out a large part of the Russian army in Ukraine and potentially also in the Baltic Sea and elsewhere. The problem with this option is that from Russia's perspective, it is almost as escalatory as seeing the United States use a nuclear weapon. Yeah. And if the United States were to do that, Russia could well respond with a second nuclear strike, this time directly against U.S. forces.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. Christopher Chivas, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On to weather news now at 7:08. The White